most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Sharp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
And our opinion matters. Today we're going to talk about back pain. How do you make your back much stronger? Mike didn't like that.
Did you say much?
Much stronger.
Oh, yeah.
It's an interesting study I'm going to talk about. But before we do that,
Okay.
if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go to bobandbrad.com because we're always giving something away. This week, we're giving away a couple of Booyah Stiks.
There you go,
Say
Bob.
it, Brad. Say it.
Booyah!
There we go. You can use that for shoulder pain and back pain, and there's things to
Balance.
Balance.
Plethora of things.
You can also find the contest on Facebook. It'll be on Bob and Brad. It'll be pinned to the top of the page. Go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok if you want a 60-second version of our program. So there was two interesting studies. One was by Yago, I believe, Y-A-G-O, in 2009.
Mhm.
I think if you look it up, if you use that as Google, you'll come to it.
You'll get to it.
And there's another one by Leinen, L-E-I-N-O-N-E-N, in 2003. Both of them involved patients with spinal stenosis, so a type of back pain.
Common in people as you get older.
As you get older, especially 50, 55 and older.
Mhm.
It's a kind of an arthritis type of problem.
Right. Not unusual, and you can live with it.
So anyway, I'm going to not give you the specifics of the results of the study. I'm just going to say overall what they found. The people who had spinal stenosis and had no pain, they had normal EMGs. That's where they take needles and they're seeing how your muscles are working.
Right. They're
Up
looking
the
at
back.
the input tells you how the
How
quality
much
of the
force.
muscle contraction, essentially.
Most of the people that had pain and spinal stenosis had abnormal EMGs. In other words, their muscles weren't firing right. They weren't strong. So what he concluded from this is that you want to get your back muscles strong, and that may in itself take away your back pain.
This is, again, with people with stenosis.
Stenosis, right.
Right.
But I got to believe it's going to carry over a little bit, don't you think, Brad? It certainly doesn't hurt to have a strong back if you're having back pain.
Which, by the way, the exercises we're going to show are oftentimes skipped when people do core exercises to support the back. A lot of people think core exercise,
abdomen,
right? But you have to strengthen the muscles back here if you're going to do proper core strengthening.
Let's talk about first how often you have to do these.
Okay.
At a minimum, you could do it twice a week.
Mhm.
I'd be happy with that. If you want it, you can do it 3 times a week, especially if you're really motivated here. But they found out there's really not that much more of a benefit from doing 2 to 3.
In this study, that's
yeah,
what
in
they're
this
saying.
study.
Now, if you do 3 times a week, don't do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Spread
No,
it
right.
out.
You got to have the day in between.
Right.
At least.
So like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a great option.
Only one set. So if you're busy, you have no excuse to.
Yeah.
This isn't going to take very long. We do want you to do 10 to 20 repetitions, work up to 20.
Right.
You're going to start off maybe with 10, work up to 20 repetitions. We're trying to increase strength and endurance of your back. Because your back is a big endurance.
Right.
You need endurance almost a lot of times more than you need the strength.
They're postural muscles made to contract and hold contractions for a long period of time.
So 2 guidelines here: no pain when you're doing these.
Mm-hmm.
And also you should push towards the point where the muscle actually fatigues.
Right.
So
some people may consider that pain, but you have to know the difference between fatigue pain versus the bad pain.
Right. If you lift weights, you're going to start to get some discomfort there.
The muscle burns a little bit.
The muscle burns.
That's the good burn.
Want things to be nice and smooth. We're going to show you exercise 1 and exercise 2 with one mat way, and then we're going to show you with weights. So you'll see.
Yeah, just be patient with us.
Go into the quadruped position is what you're going to start off with. That means you're on all 4s here. And all you're going to start off with is you're going to have your back in neutral, basically. I don't want you to have it arched this way. I don't want you to have it humped up like that. And you're going to start just by lifting the leg up here. Bring it down nice and smooth. And you're going to alternate back and forth to the point where you do, again, eventually, you want to work up to 20 repetitions each side. So that would be 40 if you're counting, just going back and forth.
20 on a leg.
20
right,
on a leg.
Right. And they take a while for people to build up to that strength. Keep in mind, we're doing this on this plinth or a bed. Don't do it on a bed.
Yeah, do it on the floor.
On a carpeted floor is desirable.
All right, Brad, that becomes too easy for me. I get up to the 20. I'm going, I'm not really feeling any struggle anymore.
Right.
So now I'm going to do alternate arm and an alternate leg. So now I'm going to go ahead and do basically the pointer dog.
So he's got the left leg and the right arm, and now you can see how it looks from this side. And he's thinking about contracting his core muscles, the stomach and all the way around while he's doing these to maintain a neutral or straight back.
Yeah, so you're getting a little more benefit here than just the back. You're getting also your abdominal core there a little bit too.
If you're an older person or you have problems with balancing with this, that may be an issue, and you're not alone.
We'll show you an alternative
Right.
that you can do without that. Okay, now, Brad, we're going to go to weights. Let's say now I can do 20 of those. I've gotten so much better. So now you're going to start going to weights, and you start off with a 1 pound cuff weight. Now, these are 3 pounds because that's all we have. And I'm going to be curious, Brad, how hard these are going to be because I've never done these before.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that like any of these, most of these exercises, they look easy, but when you actually do them, then you put some weights on.
Yeah, you see somebody else doing it, and it looks very easy. And you're like, well, that doesn't look that tough.
Yeah.
It's funny, a lot of times it's really good to do these every so often, the exercises that we have patients do, because you forget how tough some of them are.
Now, Bob's a tall guy. His leg alone is 6 foot long.
Yeah.
So when he goes out, 3 pounds at that distance is quite a bit.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off now just the legs. And we're going to work that. And I do feel that more on my back.
So you're talking right on the belt line?
Yep.
Those are the muscles
that are working. I can feel more stress on that now. It isn't too bad yet, though. But I think when I get up to 20 on each side.
Yeah. So notice Bob is taking his time. He's got good
nice
form.
and smooth. Again, should be pain-free. Then eventually you're going to go do this. And these are going to be harder now because you have to work on balance.
Yep. Now, do they want you to put wrist weights on too, or just on the ankles?
No, they don't. They didn't say anything about wrist weights. That would be an interesting
if you're
twist.
if you're an overachiever, you could probably try that. But
I'm guessing that would really work the upper back muscles a little more.
That would probably be overkill.
Can I have a pillow then, Brad?
Yeah. You gonna take a nap?
Yep, I'm going to take a nap. So if you can't kneel down like that, or you are worried about your balance in that, you can start off this way. And obviously you would start off without the weights.
Mm-hmm.
Your pillow underneath you, maybe even 2, and you can even be up on your elbows here.
Sure.
And you're gonna lean down like this, and you're gonna lift up like that. And again, you'd start off without the weights, just a slight bend at the knee, and you'd go over, and again, you'd work up to 20 on each side.
Yeah. You could adjust this pillow up and back, whatever feels comfortable on you.
I might go like this.
Sure, you bet.
Again, this is a pretty flat pillow, and with the cushion, I would probably use 2 pillows.
Sure, yep, there's nothing wrong with that.
And again, should be pain-free. This is a good option for people if they, have more trouble with balance or difficulty with strength. Even they could give this a option.
Right.
And again, when you get up to 20, you can do 20 without weights. Then you're going to start adding weights again, and you can go up to 5 pounds eventually.
And that's what the studies.
Yeah, that's a study, and they said once you hit 5 pounds, you're into maintenance. Then you've strengthened the back pretty well.
I thought you were going to say they're in the Olympics.
They're in the Olympics, right?
So you must be feeling these muscle fatigue by now.
Yeah,
Bob.
I am, and with this way, when you're this way, they don't have you doing this, Brad.
Sure.
They just had you work the legs.
Yep.
So it'd be a single way to do that. So, well, there you are, Brad. What do you think?
Well, I think it's a good idea, and I really think that if you do want to do core exercises and you're not doing that, this is an excellent
option.
way. As a matter of fact, we did a video on a study that said how to strengthen, and they use this exact exercise for core. So you know how things
Do they
relate.
use weights too?
No, they did not use weight. They did it in college, kids, and they measured the strength before and after. It was a same exercise. I think they did have a ball in there as an option, but the same concept.
Sure.
So, I think we're in the right territory.
Even the quadruped position, when you do it, you could have an exercise ball underneath
Sure,
you.
right.
I mean, that would give you a little more stability.
Quadruped is at hands and knees.
Yeah, the first one that I showed you.
Sure.
Remember, Brad and I can fix just about anything
Except
a
for,
broken heart.
but we're going to work on it.
Yeah.
No, we have been working.
We're going to
on
fix those
Yeah.
relationships out there too. So
it. Yeah, well, maybe we can get paid for that, huh?
Yeah,
We'd be
counseling.
counselors.
yeah, thanks.